Today we're in our office here with Austin Boehm. And Austin, gosh, came in as a true freshman for us and just, golly, second in the national tournament. Then, of course, has had some adversity now and, a couple of injuries that he's had to fight through, but I think he's done a great job of doing that. And that's tough to do, but we might talk a little bit about that later. But, Austin, going into this season, what's kind of your focus right now?
As of right now, main focus is just to stay healthy. Just come in 100% prepared. Am I healthy, prepared, got my weight down? I think everything else will just fall into place.
Well, gosh, now we might talk a little bit about what it's been tough for you the last couple of years. You've been one that, through high school, your first year you were in the lineup, you're always, and then to kind of deal with injuries, that was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was real tough. Probably the toughest thing I've ever done.
Yeah. For an athlete, probably injury is one of the toughest things to deal with. Let's talk about your degree a little bit. What are you thinking about getting into?
I want to go into education, be a PE teacher and a coach.
Did your dad influence that a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. My dad was my PE teacher and wrestling coach all through growing up, and then my brother's actually getting into the same field, so it's just kind of whole Boehm family, I guess, is kind of going that way.
Tell us a little bit about what it was like. Of course, Bryce, was always ahead of you, but what was it like being on? You were on the same football team, the same wrestling teams. What was that like? Wrestling and being on the same teams with your brother.
I've always liked it. I mean, it gives you somebody to go up against. All through high school, I figured if I could beat Bryce, I could beat anybody. So that was always my goal because he was always just a little bit better than me in high school. I loved it. Just gives you someone to talk to on the hard times and stuff. Just it was great.
And Bryce has gone through some of that too. With some injuries and stuff And of course, you guys played football together, and your dad actually coached you in football, was part of the football coaching staff, and then coached you in wrestling. Have you had any other coach other than your dad?
A little bit, but not really. I mean, he's always been there, coached us through whatever we've done. I mean, through T-ball, he'd coach us, soccer, coached us when we were younger. Pretty much just him, really.
So you guys all played soccer and actually played for your dad?
Yeah, middle school days, yeah. It was just kind of stay in shape for wrestling, just something fun to do.
But your dad coached soccer in high school, and actually they had some pretty darn successful teams there, right? When your dad,
yeah, they had really good teams in soccer when my dad was coaching.
And soccer now was played in the spring, right? So your dad could be
yeah.
Football in the fall, and then soccer in the spring. Well, tell us a little bit more about this degree. How close are you? What's it look like for you? Have you kind of figured out what you got left?
I haven't quite figured out what I got left. I mean, I got a few years here left, so I haven't taken my PPSTs yet, so I still got to get into College of Education. So I plan on doing that this semester or next, and then, but I'm still taking all the classes I need in the education field. I just got to get into the College of Education.
Now, your dad is also a physical education teacher, right?
Yep.
And at Burke High School now, and he was at Urbandale for a number of years, and now doing the same thing. Now, do you think in secondary, you want to be secondary as far as your teaching field, or would you mind going middle school or elementary? Or
I'd rather be secondary education. I think just those kids are a little bit more responsible, and I think it'd be easier. But I won't mind doing middle school or elementary school. I think that'd be fun for a couple of years, but once I get through that, I'd like to be secondary education.
And you'd like to be certified to do all of it then,
yeah.
Before you on your degree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, gosh, we really wish you a great year this year. Just stay away from those. Just to stay away from those injuries. That's been tough for you because you're healthy. You are one of the best in the nation, but those have slowed you down a little bit. Then your sister's here too. All of you are going here to UNO, and is she helping you through your classes?
She's working on it. She's working on it.
She doesn't mind helping you?
Not at all.
How about Bryce? Does he mind helping you?
Yeah, a little bit. Not so much, but if I need it, he'll be there.
He's married now. Do you get to see him anymore?
Not very much. I mean, he moved out last year, so we see each other every once in a while. Usually every day when we come up here, but not as often as usual.
Don't they invite you over every night so you can have a nice meal?
Of course.
You know, you're a veteran. You're a veteran. You've been here a number of years now. One of our leaders. What do you think of our team? Now, you know you've had a chance to look at a lot of our teams now. What do you think of this year's team?
I think this team has a lot of work power. I mean, from what I remember, we haven't had this many kids wrestling in the off season and going to tournaments and stuff like that. I think this team can do great things just like we've done before.
You know, I think I've noticed is that you or Bryce has something they write on your headgear. There's something on your headgear. Is there some significance to that?
Yeah, I write BP on my headgear, and that stands for Brandon Patterson. He was the first kid that wrestled for my dad all 4 years through high school, and the first 100 varsity win guy at Urbandale. And he went to Iraq, fought, came back, and was training, and got in a training accident and was killed. So that's my sophomore year in high school. I haven't wrestled without BP on my headgear.
That's you. Now, does Bryce wear it too?
No, Bryce doesn't have it.
Okay, it was you then. I've noticed that. I guess I've never asked you the significance of that, and I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Okay.
But now he was killed during a training exercise for a military thing.
Yeah, a storm came through and rolled the truck that carries all the soldiers. It rolled and he got trapped underneath it.
Wow. And you were real close to him.
Yeah, real close to the family and everything.
Well, I was over to Bryce's wedding, and you give a real nice toast. You did a nice job for filling in as his best man.
Thank you.
I didn't see you dancing that much, though. Were you?
I'm not much of a dancer.
Well, gosh, we want to wish you the best, and this year. How you're looking. How do you feel like right now, your training and stuff? Do you feel like you're about where you want to be? Or?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good shape right now. I mean, I got to get some of the rust off from not wrestling for the last 2 years, but feeling pretty good. Feeling a lot lighter than I was last year coming into season, so everything's feeling good.
I think you've done a good job with that, Austin. I think you've done a good job of just, coming in pretty sharp. I think you're right. You're probably, because you haven't had a chance to wrestle a lot of matches, it might take you a little while to get competitive matches under your belt before you really get your sharpness.
Yeah.
But I think otherwise, really, we just got to get the matches to do that, right?
For sure.
Well, gosh, Austin, again, thank you for all you do for our program, and we want to wish you a great season, an injury-free season. I think if we can have an injury-free season, you're going to do just fine.
Thank you, Coach. And can I say one thing real quick? I got a call today. So, hi, Mom. That's it.